Oh, sorry, just trying to get my feels right for this this project here. Gonna get my vibes going, you know. So, let me get back to this. Welcome back to the Ben and Russ YouTube channel. All right, guys, it's time. It's mullet time, right? We're working on this fine freaking ride. So I had one of the guys comment about the old Joe Dirt Camaro, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I don't know if my buddy Kylie and his wife will enjoy that, but it does fit, so I figured it's time. Let's tear this unit down. Are you guys excited? Are you excited as I am? I really want to see what's going on underneath, because this thing here, my friends, and yes, this whole build series starting now, you're gonna see my lavish mullet. But with the power invested in me in this hot rod Camaro, we're gonna get her up in the air. But these leg wipes here, we gotta see what's going on there. We gotta figure out if we can even get it on the hoist. I'm sure we can somehow. I know these cars don't have a frame, so I don't know yet. We're gonna find out together. But let me shove this unit forward and get her popped open here. All right, before we send this unit sky high, I want to kind of let you guys know and fill you in on, you know, the project at hand. If you didn't tune into last week's video where we built the new 6-liter LS for it, this unit here dropped a valve. Not good. Tore up the brand new 383. The valve spring retainer broke right in half. Not good. But that's why she's here. We're gonna give her some modern love, because she needs some love, you know. Does have a brand new aluminum radiator. We're gonna be able to save that. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of the fan shroud and stuff for now. I think we're gonna retain it. We're gonna see about a mechanical fan. I'm not sure quite yet. I might end up with, you know, electric fan. We'll see. We are going with the Holley Terminator X. We are doing that. So I talked him into that. Definitely a way better investment. And we did get, oh, by the way, this is a freaking 4-speed car. So I ordered us a brand new McLeod conversion flywheel, 460535. Now that is a 400 thousandths thicker. So the reason we went with that flywheel, 400 thousandths thicker, you've seen me shim the throw-up bearings on, oh, my buddy Bill's extended cab truck, the big block truck we had to measure because we dealt with that. So with the mechanical linkage and stuff, I don't feel like messing with it. I figured this time we got to get a flywheel anyways. Might have spent an extra, well, that was kind of expensive. It was like 400 bucks, all right? But being thicker, we don't have to mess with shimming the clutch or any of that crap. So that'd be nice. And we'll show you that obviously when we go together. Of course, it's going to look like a flywheel. Let's just tear her open. Hey, it's flywheel. So, ooh, stickers. Look how thick it is, though. This thing is a freaking monster.
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick ass boy.
But because the crankshaft depth is different, that's why we need that. So that can help any of you guys doing manual transmission swaps. Then you ain't got to shim shit, right? I know to tell you have to, but if you spend the 400 bucks, bolt it on, put it in your old style car, no big deal, or with your old transmission. Or shim out the throw-up bearing or mess with the linkage. So, now it's time. Those hips, though, I tell you. So, let's take a look under this thing together. All right, so, more gold. Is that a thing for gold? I'm just saying, hold it. Whoa. Very unique exhaust system, my friends. Very unique. So we got long tube headers to an H-pipe. H-pipe is always good. We got some Hedman mufflers, and it loops up and over the frame. Back to the front, and out the side. Now this thing has gotta be freaking quiet. Holy crap. And probably kind of restrictive, I'm not gonna lie. Kylie, we may have to change this. May just have to go right out the side, man. I'm just saying. Just saying. But we got a manual. Now, that's aluminum, so I don't know. Is that would that be a Muncie back in the day? Or is that, I think a Saginaw. Saginaws were cast iron, I think. I'm not really sure what that is. Let's see. So, obviously got some long tube headers on it, which we're doing with those. We do have some, oh, I think your Speed Engineering, just some stainless units we're gonna stick in there. Moroso oil pan, of course. Big hog ass oil pan. I'm hoping our oil pan is gonna work. This is a rear steer car. I don't know. We do have 2 steps of oil pan, and maybe we're gonna be looking at that here soon. That Let's hope for the best, of course, because we've already got the pan that's already installed. But she's in the air. So we're going to go ahead and just start ripping bell housing bolts. We got to undo the headers. I don't know how they come out, whether it's with the engine, out the bottom, out the top. Going to go ahead and get our motor mounts. And then this is the one thing I was worried about. And that's why we bought the clutch. Because this transmission, I have no freaking idea how we're going to get to that bell housing bolt. And they have studs? Who in their right mind put studs on there? That is a terrible idea. So, there's bolting that one. Like, legit, I can't even see it. There's not even... Maybe they didn't put it in there. Let's hope for the best. Oh, yeah. Moment of truth. Let's see what this stuff looks like. Now, I'm hoping it's not full of antifreeze because, you know, my guy that takes my oil for recycling, he won't be too happy. All right. Let's see what happens. Well, it's not coolant. It's not a good sign. All right, you ready? Let's see what we got. Come on, baby. No antifreeze. Hey! Let's get these headers out of the way first. And then hopefully, I gotta figure out how to get this bell housing apart. So, I'm just wondering if we got to take the bell housing out with the motor on this thing. Because there ain't no way you're getting that bell housing bolts unless there's an access hole in the floor. And then, I mean, with this setup here, it could be. So, back on the ground for more activities. So, I want to go ahead and drain the radiator, get the coolant out. We got that, and then we're going to start pulling them headers loose. We got to get some more room underneath, guys. That bell housing's got me stumped for a second. I know it's old school, but I'm just trying to figure out the best way possible. So, we'll at least drain the antifreeze while we're here, right? Hopefully we can make it in the bucket. Ooh, let's see, you ready? There we go. Well, most of it anyways. Oh yeah, look at all the room for activities now. Got the oil cooler out of the way. We got power steering disconnected, remote oil filter disconnected. We're down to the headers. Couple bell housing bolts, of course. It's gonna be glorious. So, I think we're gonna jump on this header here. Biggest thing is, I'm one of those people, I'd rather just pluck it out as one big hole, right? Then we don't have to deal with it, it's not our responsibility. Our buddy, he's gonna take it to the machine shop and assess the damage, just so it's not complete waste, because I'm sure with them old double hump heads, this thing's still worth something. So, we'll jump on this passenger side header, bring you along for that. Hopefully in the next, well, for you guys, 2 to 3 minutes, we're pulling this motor out. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but you know, headers are cool and all, right? They're cool, right? Except for when it comes to routing plug wires and taking them off, and I tell you. And then you got a mix of 7/16 bolts and 3/8 bolts and Allen. Oh yeah, glorious. And you're wondering, Brian, you using air? Well, yeah, what are we working on, guys? They didn't have electric tools back then. Oh yeah. There she is, folks. Even a light. Now, I know y'all are just about as curious as I am to find out what's inside this motor. All right. So, we're going to take a look at a good cylinder first, see what we're working with here. Plus, we want to save these brand new R45s. All right, let's do this together. So, got our bore scope. Now, before I do this here, I want you in the comments to let me know. You think it's got big freaking domes, or you think she's got flat tops or dished. I don't know yet. We're gonna do it together. You ready? Camera in. Whoa. What do we got? Ooh, she might have big domes. Nope, never mind. You see what them are. Let me see, get a better angle here, guys. Brighten this up. I know it's kind of hard to see screen to screen. Nope, them are valve reliefs 1 and a 2 and a 3. She's got flat tops. So, I mean, with camel hump heads and flat tops, and it's probably a solid 250 horsepower.
You have them spinning tires, do you?
But look at all the room we got now. We could put 2 big block Chevys in here, or an LS, or 3. But it's gonna be all right. I'm just worried about this gearbox. I did pull the power steering lines and stuff loose, and I ordered some headers like we talked about earlier. But I don't know what's gonna happen with that gearbox. I don't know how the clearance is gonna be around that. Plus, another hiccup. And we're gonna show you, because I think I got a solution. I've been doing some research. So we have no cable, right? We have just a rod and another rod to the carburetor. So, rumor has it, we gotta use a 68 inline 6 car that had a cable. So the pedal and the cable. Ironically enough, our buddy out to the junkyard, he's got a couple 68 Camaros out there. Now they are, well, you could probably throw a German Shepherd through them, but I think they're both 3 on the tree. What are they, 250 something? Whatever the hell, 6-cylinder, 3 on the tree cars, which probably have gas pedals I need for this car. I know, you're putting a 6-cylinder gas pedal for a 6-liter? Doesn't make sense, but it's gonna be okay. We're not gonna worry about it right now. This has gotta get out. Well, friends, that's how you pull a small block out of a 68 Camaro. It was kind of tough. I wasn't tough to physically do, but just weaseling it out of there. As big as this engine bay is, that trans tunnel is snug. I'm just saying. So I did more research. That's actually a T10 transmission. So it's an aluminum Muncie-ish type tranny. Correct me in the comments if you'd like. That's just what I was told. The old small block is out. The old camelback heads are hitting the road. So this unit's gonna come out. You obviously see I made a freaking mess, a huge mess. Of course, wise guy left his alternator belt on, which snagged the control arm, which in turn dumped, you know, antifreeze everywhere. So now I gotta clean up a freaking mess. But something you didn't notice, look at the extra long dowels. Them big bastards. Now they say that's for easy alignment. I don't know if we're gonna screw with them or not. We'll just probably leave them in here and they can deal with them down the road. Our LS ones will be just fine. So, oh, another thing. We just got a package. By the way, it's the next day if you haven't noticed. We did get a care package a few minutes ago. Look at this, are you ready? This ain't budget minded, I know. But a little bit higher end project, so boom, a 55905 Terminator X. Of course, this one has the touchscreen and everything. And a 12-300 Holly. So that is our drop-in 255 Walbro-ski in the back of this bad boy. So let's get to cleaning up the antifreeze mess. But I wanted to show you, oh, motor mounts. That's what it was. You were asking about motor mounts. I just went with the ICT billet plates. ICT billet, of course, for the win again. But I chose these because with this particular car, I just wanted the motor to go in the exact stock location, and they run a different style mount versus like super sliders, you know, the old clamshell. We're not running those, so this can be our best bet. What else? What else did we get? Some manifold gaskets, the old factor style, not them shitty header gaskets that are gonna come with our speed engineering headers. So let me clean up the mess, and we'll jump back in because we're gonna be sticking that LS in here very shortly. All right, so the LS is ready. Except one thing. So I wanted to show you, we got our mounts on there. Got them all torqued to spec. And then our small block Chevy mounts, all right? kind of like we showed you. Now these obviously are solids, which we're gonna go ahead and use these. I'm gonna bolt right up there. Look at that. Now for the flywheel, that is that McLeod flywheel you ordered. I'll drop the part number in the description. That is 400,000 sticker. So if you don't want to deal with shimming your throwout bearing or any of that crap, that's the way to go. Pilot bearing. That is a, we call it an LS7, but it's just like any other LS truck clutch pilot bearing. I'll see if I can drop a GM number in the description as well. So one little recap before Derek takes off for his journey. Here's the final result of the old Jimmy. Got some fresh skins on her. Got ourselves a shroud. We got some fans. We got air conditioning on it. Now, the intake, he's going to get a hold of one of his buddies and see if they can 3D print something kind of cool here. But it is functioning. Intake air temps are doing okay. Does have some dual Amazonian fans. So that's the last time you guys are going to see that unit. But I had to give you some closure because the last time you seen it, we didn't have air conditioning and didn't have an intake, and so that's that. So, Big Booty Judy here, gonna be getting that new heartbeat here soon. The only problem, somebody put a brand new 383 stroker in it that obviously dropped a valve, and they got us. They got us, because I didn't order a clutch kit. I'm like, you know what, if somebody invested the money into a new engine, they probably invested in a new clutch. Not this place. So, those are your, kind of like your, you know, we'll call them tread indicators like on your tires. That's smooth. That should, it's bad. I tried just kind of half-ass scrubbing up the, you know, to see if we can just get a friction, which we can't, by the way, so we're getting a whole new fresh clutch kit tomorrow. We just got our clutch in, guys. Next day, 04020. That is a 26 spline for like a Borg Warner T10, is what this is, or a Muncie. Something 26 spline, right? So, I got Dad here helping today. We're gonna get this motor in. It's Friday. The video's got to be out here in a couple hours for you guys. So that is our new unit. Look how thick that is. I mean, you can actually see the lines. Not like our other clutch kit. So new pressure plate. Everything's new, just like it should. That flywheel is looking fresh. We're gonna get that bolted on real quick here. The other thing to take note, if you remember right, with these flywheels being a conversion flywheel, we're gonna have to make those holes a skosh bigger on your pressure plate because they're meant for a 3/8/16 bolt. We're running a 10 by 1.5, and here's your ARP number, a 1342201 LS1 pressure plate bolt, 6-point, of course. And do we have lubricant for it? Absolutely not. We're gonna use Loctite for lubricant because that's the same thing. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's gonna work out great. So let's get to putting that together real quick. Make sure you wipe off your pressure plate too. They put like a grease on there so you don't rust. Do your flywheel as well. Get that all polished up like new. All right, so we got our pressure plate like we talked about. 10-1/5 bolt fits through that one, but not this one. For some reason, 3 of them are a little larger than its neighbors. So get your drill out and kind of give it the old walk around. You ain't gotta go crazy, just enough. There we go. All right, so let's fight to get this unit on there. Get your bolt started. Now you can't use the alignment pins, so you gotta use your bolts to line everything up. Obviously, because we're going from a clutch kit from the 70s to a flywheel from the not 70s. All right, so we're gonna hit these guys at 50, according to ARP. So, something we did real quick, guys, before I put this engine in, I pulled the transmount bolts out. So, if you're familiar with an LS engine, the back of the head is flush with the bell housing. Well, it's gonna be really freaking close, especially if you look at this side here, which is the driver's side. That gas pedal protrudes out further. So, Dad and I are gonna kind of cheat the engine as farthest forward as we can, and then on that motor mount plates, there's a second hole. So we're gonna try to utilize that one. I think it's about a 1/2 inch forward. And hopefully that gives us just enough room for everything to work perfect. All right, so we're going for it. Worst case, we can elongate that a little bit more, and then we'll just have to adjust the clutch rod, because we still gotta deal with that. That's gonna be the big adventure. But for this video, we just want the motor in the hole, all right? So realistically, we only wanna come forward just enough. And we do have our ratchet strap supporting the front, well, kind of. you know? So we don't want to go crazy. What are you doing, buddy?
Good.
Spinning them tires. You should be helping us put this motor in.
Yeah.
What the heck, man? All right, you can see we're almost there. We're kind of fighting a little bit. I'm worried about the oil pan clearing. So. All right, so we're fairly close. The only thing I'm concerned about is the oil pan. We're not really sure. I got the chain a little crooked, so trying to level that out. But it is really freaking close to line. All right, with a little wiggle in, I got one to start. So that means we got our splines and stuff lined up. That was the biggest thing. Well, she's in, friends. We got some bellows and bolts all snugged up. She did drop in place. It looks like the pan is gonna clear. It's gonna be close, but I'm working on this motor mount here, and you can see we're going back to our solid mounts, and we're hooking to our motor mount adapter plates. So we're gonna be really close to that harmonic balancer and that sway bar. I'm a little worried. I don't know how that's gonna go yet. We're trying to figure it out, but she's in. That was a struggle. That was a freaking struggle. Just trying to get all that stuff lined up, you know? So we're gonna try, because I can't really position this. Maybe. Let me start screwing bolts in. So I'm hoping if we can get one started, we can fuss with the other ones. But we are really, really close to that sway bar, guys. I don't know what's gonna happen. She is in the hole. Look at that son of a bitch. Check her out, guys. She's fitting good. I was really worried about this harmonic balancer, but we got tons of room. The oil pan is clearing great. Our motor mounts are nice and, well, solid, of course, so, you know. I did move it forward a notch, so I think that motor mounts, that's a 1/2 inch, but, I mean, it worked out well. We're going to have to adjust the clutch linkage accordingly. And also, we got to fab up some sort of bracket for the clutch pivot there. We have the one that hooks to this. Oh, let's get the best lighting. So we have the one that hooks back there, but we got to come up with something in the front area here. So, unsure on how that's going to work, but we're going to find out together. Tell you that. But it's looking good. And then, you know what's cool is our coil's going to plug right in, you know. I'm just yanking your chain. Right into the oil center. It'd be okay, right? That's how we're going to get spark to the hot rod. So, on that note, guys, we need to wrap this video up for you guys so we can get her out today. And I feel like we made some progress. Tune in next week to hopefully see this thing running. But on that note, make sure you like, subscribe, share all that good stuff. We'll see you on the next one.